Friends, Tony here, welcome. In this video I will create two Laravel projects. In one I'm going to choose Breeze with Livewire. In another one I'm going to choose Inertia with Vue. In both of them I'm going to create post CRUD and I'm going to create them in the single file, and I'm going to show you the differences. And also, because we are going to create both projects in this video, we are going to see how long it's going to take for both of them to create a project, the same project. So let's start and work. First, I'm going to create the Livewire version. So let's say single Vault. We need to choose Breeze with Vault, and then just take the default. And for database, I'm going to choose the SQLite. Okay. CD the single Vault. I'm going to open this project with VS Code. Okay, let's clean this one and let's open the project in here. So single Vault test. Here is the project. Now let's start. So I'm going to say artisan make model, and the name is going to be post, and also I want the migration for that. Then I will create a Vault component. So let's say PHP artisan make Vault. And I'm going to put the component inside the pages post directory, and the name is going to be index. Also, I will create, so let's say PHP artisan Livewire form, create a post form for the project, and we are okay. And let's start and modify the migration. On the post migration, I'm going to add $sign table and use the origin ID for user class to be, because the post is going to belong to the user. Then I'm going to say $table string and add here the title. Okay, another one, let's say for body. Okay, then I'm going to open the model. So post model. Here I'm going to add the fillable for the title and body, and then let's close them, save. Then I'm going to open the user model and create here the relationship for posts. So public function post, which is going to be as many relationship, and let's return this has many posts. Cool, save. Then I'm going to run a fresh command. So PHP artisan migrate fresh. There's their seed. And if I come here, refresh, let's log in with the default user, which is a testexample.com. Add the password for password, and here we are. Okay, now I want to add a link here to navigate a post, and then there we're going to display posts here, and on the right create a form to create posts and update posts. So let's open the web routes. Here we have some routes. We have also this auth file, and if we go there, we have a Vault route, as you can see. Let's use that. Let's create a Vault. Let's import first the Vault from Livewire Vault, and then say Vault route. Create a route for posts using the component, the Vault component, which is inside the pages.post index. I will add here also the middleware, host middleware, because only the authenticated users is going to be allowed, and also I'm going to add the name post index. Good. Let's save. Let's open now the resources, views, Livewire. We have layout navigation here, and here we have this xnav link for the dashboard. I'm going to duplicate this and change the route for post index, and here I'm going to say posts. Right now, if I refresh, we have the link here. If I click, here we have this Livewire page component layout view not found, because we need to open the Vault component. So let's search for the index inside Livewire pages posts. And here we use this vault state function, but for now I'm going to start with the layout and then change the layout here. Here we're going to specify the layout, which is inside the layouts directory and the app layout. Okay, when we install Breeze, we have here layouts and we have the app and guest. The app is for the authenticated user, guest is for the guest user. Okay, with that, now if I come here and refresh, yeah, we have posts and we have something like this. Okay, then I'm going to use the form, and here let's say form, inside the parentheses I'm going to add a post form we created. Okay, let's close this, and we need to use app here. So use app HTTP, not HTTP, but app Livewire post form. And I'm going to save, and let's open the post form and start and work here. First, I'm going to create public property for post, and this I'm going to assign the post type. It's a post model. Okay, but because this form is going to be used for create an update on the creator, we don't have the post. So I'm going to add a question mark here. Then I'm going to create a public $edit mode, which is going to be false by default. Then public $title and public $body. Okay, now on the title and the body I'm going to add validation, and we're going to use attributes. So validate, and let's say I'm going to say required, and also min 3, and the same thing I'm going to add for body. Now you can add more, but for now I'll put that like this. Then let's start and work with methods. So first I'm going to create the store method, and here I'm going to say $this, validate first, validate the data. Then I'm going to use the auth user method, post relationship create, and saying not this post but this only the title and body. Okay, then I'm going to say $this reset everything. This is for the store. Next I'm going to create a public function edit. This is going to receive post $post, and here I'm going to say $this post to be equal with the post we get here. Then I'm going to change the edit mode to be true, then the title to be this post title, and the body to be post body. So we're going to populate the title and the body and also the post and change in the edit mode. Then create the update method. We don't need here the post. Here I'm going to call the validate, and then I'm going to say auth user, not auth user, but $this post update. So remove this here, just saying this post update, passing only the title and the body. Okay, because first we're going to say edit, to call this edit method, which is going to assign the post to the post we get here, and then we have that post, so we can say this post update. And I think we are okay with the form. Now let's come here and use that form. For that I'm going to create some actions. Let's start with the store action, and this is going to be equal with a function, and here I'm going to say $this form. So this form, we're going to use this form post form, and then I'm going to access the store method. Okay, let's close this and let's create $edit method, which is going to be equal with a function, and here we'll need the received ID, or we can use post $post, and also let's say use app \models post, and then in here we can say this form edit. Okay, edit, and pass in the post here. And I think we are okay. Let's close also this one. Let's create the update $update to be equal with function, and here say in this form update. And the last one is the delete, so $destroy, I'm going to say, to be equal with function, and in here we need to add the post, and then let's say directly here $post delete, and we are okay. Yeah, here we need to close like this. I think we're good with logic. Now let's start and work with HTML, and the first thing I'm going to add here the X slot with a name header, and here I'm going to add the h2 and just saying post. Let's close this h2 and let's close also the slot. Good. I'm going to add a div with the class flex justify between, and also I'm going to say space x4, and then I'm going to add two divs, div with the class flex, or we can say flex1, and here is going to be the list of posts, and then another one here is going to be the for. And now let's see if I come here and refresh. Yeah, the given post form. Yeah, here we need to say forms. And yeah, we have form and a list, but let's add also a class here to be max with 7xl mx auto, and something like this. Come and refresh. Now here we have list and the form. Now for the form, let's use the login form. Here I'm going to select the form we have here, and let's paste it inside. We need to make some changes. First, we don't need this wire submit here because we're going to use this form for the edit and create. Then this label is going to be for title here, form title ID title. The type is going to be text, and the name, let's name it title here and remove the other things. Also there get from form dot title, and let's remove this show. Also let's remove this one. I'm going to change this to say store, and let's add here the div for the body. Just here I have changed, we need to change this from description to say body, and we are okay. Also let's say here body. Now we are good. If I save that, let's see, yeah, we have something like this, but let's add some classes on the for, and I'm going to paste here some classes to save some time. Yes, if I come here, we need to run the npm run dev for the classes to work. Okay, so we have here small, yeah, I'm going to say margin top of 6 here. Now we are okay. So here I'm going to make a for else $, post as post, and if we have a post, I'm going to add a div with the class, and let's add some classes here. And in this div, let's add a hedge to display the title, and also I'm going to add for a div for buttons, so for the edit and delete buttons, but let's leave it for now. If we have empty, I'm going to copy this and say no post. No post like this. Now, where we get this post, we can scroll up, and here we can use with here, and then we can say with, add an array, and I'm going to specify post, which is going to be a fn, and I'm going to use auth user post relation. Yeah, we need to close this, I forget always. Okay, now we don't have any posts. Good. Now let's scroll down, and here we need to sort of work with this button, because right now this button is submit button, and if we submit, nothing is going to happen. But what I want to do is to make this type button, and then when we click, we can use the wire click and call the store method action, which we have right here. Okay, but I'm going to say cut this and say if $, this form, and on the form we have the edit form, which edit mode, which by default is false, but we change that on the edit. Okay, so we change that to true. If that is true, I'm going to say update here, and this update is going to call the update method. Else, I'm going to leave the store method, store button. Okay, edit form, edit mode, sorry, not edit form, but edit mode like this, and we have store by default. Okay, let's start. If I say first post, and let's add something here, store, we have here the first post. Very good. If I create a second one, let's say store, we have a second post. The form is clean. If I click store, we have validation here, but why we don't have validation for body? Yeah, we need to say for.body, and if I refresh and say store, now we have validation also here. Now let's add the edit and delete buttons. So I'm going to scroll up, and here I'm going to first add the class to be flex and also space x2, and I'm going to paste the 2 buttons. So x primary button, while click, we call the edit, pass the edit method, pass in here the ID, or destroy, pass in here the ID. And I have added some classes for the edit bg green, for the delete bg red. And let's see how it's going to look. Yeah, we have something like this. If I click edit, we have a second post. If I click edit here, we have a first post. But if I want now to create, we need to update here. Let's come here and create a new action. So $, I'm going to name it cancel, and this is going to be equal with a function, and I'm going to say this form not cancel, but I'm going to use the reset, and I want to add that button in here. So let's scroll down, and here we have the buttons. I'm going to copy this and put it right here and say cancel, and this is going to call the cancel action. We have cancel here, or let's make not primary button, but I'm going to say secondary button for this one. And yeah, here we have cancel. If I click edit, we have this one, but if I say cancel now, yeah, we can start and store a new post. Let's start and work with the edit. First post, I'm going to say up, update. We have up here, but why we don't clean all this form on the update? I forget that $ this reset. So if I remove now the up, update is cleaning. Let's go to second one and say cancel. If I say delete, it's going to delete this one. Yeah, and now we have no posts. Okay, now this is how we can create a single page application, a CRUD application with the Vault. Let's start and work with Vue.js. Open the terminal, and here I'm going to create a new project. Let's say single view. Choose view with inertia, enter, and also for the database, choose the SQLite. Okay, so let's see in the single view, not Vault. And I'm going to open with the VS Code. Let's open the terminal and run the npm run dev. Okay, next I'm going to create the model, migration, and a controller, and also the request here. We need the request, so let's say artisan make model post. We need the migration and also the form request, and let's make also the model, the controller. So artisan make controller. I'm going to name it post controller here. Let's make it a resource post model. Okay, let's start and work with a post migration. The same thing here. I'm going to add $, table, origin ID for the user model, and then add the title. So $, table string for title, and $, table string for body. Let's save, let's close, let's open the post model and add here the protected variable for the title and body, and let's close. Then let's open the user and create the relationship down there. Public function post, and this is going to be has many relationship, and we need to return $, this has many posts. Good. Next, let's open the post controller and let's start and work here. I'm going to say $, post people with auth user post latest paginate. Let's leave it like this, and let's return. Now here we need to return inertia, and here we need to specify the post index. We don't have that. Pass in the post. So let's go and create first the file inside the resources. Now we need to go to JS pages, and I will create here new file which is going to be inside the post directory, and the name is going to be index.vue. Let's say vsetup. Okay, then let's go to post controller, and we don't need the create because only the index page is going to be for display, and also for the create and update. We need the store here. Now we need to use not the request but the post request, and we don't have a form request. Let's go and create that. Artisan make a request post request here. Now let's use that post request. Let's open the post request, change this authorized to be true, and then specify the rules here. For title to be required, and also I'm going to say min of 3 and max 255. For the body, the same thing. And let's save and close. Then I'm going to say auth users post create pass the request validated. Okay, we don't need the show. Also the edit, the update. Okay, let's use the post request, and here we need the post, and then we can say $post update the request validated, and the destroy, just say $post delete. Okay, let's open the web routes and register the route. Okay, I'm going to register that inside this group. So let's say route. Here we need the resource route for the post, and we'll use the post controller. Okay, so let's import this, and we can say here, for example, only the store update and destroy. And I think we are good now. Let's open also pages, layouts, and in the authenticated layout, we have this link. I'm going to duplicate this, change the route for post index, and say in here posts. And let's open the browser now. Here I'm going to open the single view.test. I'm going to zoom into the big end. I think we need also to run the refresh. I don't remember if I have run that. Now refresh, and let's go and log in with a test example. Add in the password, let's say login, and here we are. We have this post. If I click here, page not found. So let's see on the post controller, return this post, not post, single one post. Now refresh, got post. Yeah, now we have a blank page. Good. Now let's start and work with this index, and I'm going to start by importing from Vue. I will import the ref, and then I'm going to import also the import authenticated layout. Okay, from layouts, authenticated layout, and let's use that. So let's say authenticated layout, and in here we have a slot, I think here, the same thing we have also with Breeze Livewire. Yeah, here we have VIF slots, and let's say template with the slot header, and we can say here h2, and I'm going to say post. Let's close this, and let's save, and let's see. We have post here, so dashboard and post. Now let's start and work with a logic first. So we need to create a constant for store, which is going to be a function. Okay, also we need a constant for edit, which is going to be, and here we have to receive the ID. Then I need update, const update to be equal, and also here we need the ID. We are going to use a form, use form from Inertia, and also we need to delete. So let's say const, or we can use destroy, and also here we need the ID. And let's import I'm going to say import. I'm going to import the head and also the use form from the Inertia, not Inertia Vue 3, just Inertia.js Vue 3 like this. Okay, now let's start and use the use form. So I'm going to create a constant, saying name it form, and then equal with a use form. Here we add an object with title, which initially is going to be an empty string, and then body an empty string. And on the store, we're going to say form.post. Let's use a route. And here we're going to say post.store. And then as a second argument, I would add the option here. So on success, I'm going to say form.reset. And we need to reset the title and this body. For the edit now, let's go and say here, create a constant for props, which is going to be equal with define props. And here I'm going to say post, which is going to be an array. On the post controller, we have added post here, as you can see. So for that, we're going to define props, and then I'm going to create another constant, name it post, which will be equal with ref, and initially is going to be null. Okay. Then in here, I'm going to say post.value. Okay, so this post.value to be equal with props post, and because post is going to be an array, and I'm going to say post find post, passing this post ID to be triple equal with this ID here. And then I want to populate then the form title. So let's say form.title to be equal with post value title, and form body post value body. And then also let's create here the edit mode, const edit mode to be ref and initially false. And here on the edit, I'm going to change the edit mode value to be true. On the update now, let's say form.put, what is put, and let's use the route. And for the update, we need to use the post.update. We need to add also the ID here. And then I'm going to add the same thing we have here. So I'm going to copy this. On success, I'm going to say form reset title and body. For the delete, I will use the form.delete. And the route is going to be post.destroy. We need to add also here the ID. And I think we are okay with the methods. So store, edit, update, and destroy. Now let's add a div here. Inside this, I'm going to say class with max with 7XL, MX auto. And inside another div with the class to be flex, justify between. And I'm going to say space 4. Then add a div with a class flex1, and this is going to be for the list. Copy and paste, and this is going to be for the for. And yeah, here we have the example. Just let me add also the margin top of 6. Okay. Now let's add the form here. For that I'm going to open the login view also in here and just copy the form. We have the example. And I'm going to put inside. Of course, we need to make changes. First, remove this. And then we have the input label for title, value, title, text input, ID, title, the type is going to be text. Okay, vModel for form title. I'm going to remove this and also form errors title. I will remove this for password. And let's copy this one and duplicate. This is going to be for the body. Let's say body also. Now instead of this one we need the text area, so let's replace this text input with a text area here. vModel form description, form body, sorry. Okay, now I'm going to open again the login page and scroll up because we need the input error input label and the text input to copy them. And also let's copy this. Let's copy this primary button because we need to import all of them. So I'm going to say like this. Let's save and let's see. Yeah, we have something like this. Let's go to form and add some classes here. So class bg white, I'm going to say rounded LG, shadow, I'm going to add shadow MD, and if I leave it like this, save and come here, we have something like this. Yeah, we don't want this remember me. Where is that? Here, remove this and also remove this remember me here. Save it. Okay, now we have something like this. Let's change this login to be store. Okay, now store by default, but if we are on the update, we need to change that. So I'm going to say, let's copy this and paste it down there. This one is going to be if we have the edit mode. So let's say edit mode is true, and on click of this one, I'm going to say update, and we need to pass here the post ID. And we have that post ID because we created this post, and when we call the edit, we say post value to be props post, find the post here. Okay, so if edit mode is going to show the update button, and else is going to show the store, and here I'm going to say on click store. By default is store. Okay, next let's work also with displaying the post here, so list. And first I'm going to check template and say if post dot length is greater than 0, then I will add a div and make a v4 here. Post in post, and also add a key to be post.id. Let's add some classes also, and let's close this. Inside we're going to add the h2, some classes, and here we'll display the post.title, and then a div with the class the bflex and space x2, and here we're going to use buttons. So we have the primary button here. Use that primary button, and on click we are going to edit the post, copy and paste here for delete, and here we're going to say destroy. Okay, so we make a v4 post in post, and then we display the title, and here we have the primary button. On click we call this edit, passing the ID, or destroy, passing the post ID, destroy and edit. Good. Refresh. Let's start and create first post, something, let's say store. This is clean. Why we don't have a post? We have defined post here. On the post controller we say, yeah, instead of paginate, because the paginate is going to return also the link, I'm going to say just get. And now we have here the first post, as you can see. If I create second post, add something here, say store, we have a second post. But if I click edit, first post, edit, second post. Good. Just let's change the colors on the index. Let's close this, also close this. So we have a primary button, and for the edit I will add some classes. So just bg green 400, and on hover we're going to change that to be bg green 700. Let's copy and add also here classes, but instead of green, red. And now we have something like this. First, second. Let's see for the validation. If I say store, we have validation. Click edit, first post up, update, we have first post up. If I click edit, and let's see for validation here, update, yeah, we have this one. Let's click and remove the up, saying update. Okay, if I delete, it's not working. And why it's not working? The destroy, passing the post ID, form delete, yeah, destroy, typo there, click here, and let's start again with first post, some gibberish. Okay, we can edit, saying up, and we can remove that up, and also we can delete this. Okay friends, this is the project. Now I'm going to close this one. So we have the same also with Livewire. So here is the Livewire version, but because I have removed that npm run dev, now we don't have the styles. I'm going to close the browser, and let me close also here, and here I'm going to go back and open the single, not view, but single vault. And here, this one I'm going to open with a new editor Z. What we need here to open the index page inside the post, and I'm going to zoom it. Now let's see the differences. So open the index page in post, and we have define props here. We use a width here. Just here also we specify the layout and the form, but instead of form we use the controller here. So let's open the post controller, and here we have the index, store, update and destroy. Instead here, if I open the post form, here now we have edit and post. In Vue we have edit mode and post here. Then we have a title and body, store, edit and update methods. Here we have on the post controller then. Okay, on the index we have the store, edit, update, destroy and the cancel. I forgot how to create the cancel here, but the others we have here. So destroy, update, edit and store. Okay, and then we make a for else. So the same thing. Also for the buttons we have if edit mode is true, add the update button, otherwise the store button. And of course in here, if we scroll down, we say if edit mode, we're going to have the update button, else the store button. Okay friends, this is the logic, and I'm going to zoom it a little bit out, this one, so you can see all the one more. Here is all the logic for the Vue.js in the index.vue and controller. Here's the logic for the vault. Here we have the logic in the index component, and post for we have this one. Now if you like such videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, share with your friends, and see you in the next one. All the best. Thank you very much.